we made money, right? Oil, we covered well. We made money on euro, made money on cable, and then break even on pound yen. So do you guys all have a pretty good morning? Some of you pretty big morning. Did everybody make money? Like Andrew, did you take all these same trades as I did? Dave? Guys, euro's just flying now. All right. Three winners, nice. It's pretty good trading, guys. When we sit around for an hour and a half and call out 3 winning trades and 1 break even. I mean, most people that have these trading rooms, they don't even have the guts to call out trades. They just want to talk about what happened the previous day and talk about the news and everything. Trying to figure out if there's a way I can hold this for Periscope. Let me try my best here, not be too shaky. All right, so let's just talk a little bit about the euro. That was the euro trade this morning, guys, is probably the one that gave you the most anxiety, because right here into the lows, you were probably feeling like it's going to break. You're out of the money. But what I wanted to explain is how you work your size, which I am going to write a book on this called The Art of the Size. Makes all the difference. And I wanted to show it here on, I'll show it in a second, but our fills on euro yen even worked very high. So I started my trade on euro yen at the very peak, but I don't care where. I can start a position anywhere on the first few lots. If you do it on lighter size, then it doesn't matter. It just matters how you work into your position and how you work into your size. So here on the euro, remember I said there's a few places when you're in an uptrend, you're usually either going to make a higher low at or near the 8 here, or you're going to make the higher low near the 30 and or near the bands or pi. All right. So if you're too heavy up here, it makes it really difficult to sit through this pullback. All right. But this is where you wanted to be getting more aggressive, right where everybody's stopping out because we went through 114 and getting nervous. That's really where you want to be adding to your longs. All right. So here, I got to do this faster. If you guys, for those that are on Periscope, you can follow this live on our YouTube channel. It's just too much going on. I want to give attention to my traders here. So this is what I'm saying by when we work our size. I'm still long some euros here too. What was I going to say? I'm just looking at my position. Are you guys still long euros? Camille, you were break even on euro? Camille, can you journal that trade and send it to me, because I want to figure out why you're at break even, because we were buying into the low, right? Now we're all the way up here 30 pips higher. But just journal that trade for me, because I want to see where I can help you so that you might have been too heavy too early, and then this was too much pain into the low, and then you end up taking break even. That's pretty common. That can happen. But you know what? I'm a little distracted now, guys, because everything's moving. So you can take more profit on euro yen, and you can take more here, guys, on the euro. And then what's cable doing over here? It hasn't really broke to a new low yet. All right, so let's review the euro. So we come in, and here's your higher low, here's a higher low. The bands are all flared out, right? There's your uptrend. Now, when we identify this wall up, this is power here. And what I was saying in the room to everyone was that this 30-minute chart, as soon as I look at this chart, you guys will start to recognize that this all just jumps out at you pretty much immediately. The more you do this, the more you get familiar with the model and the process, and the more time you have in the chair. But this is bullish, right? And then we talked about this. This is your wall. You hold about halfway. And then so I see this ascending wedge, basically. This is what my eye picks up immediately. But the trend has been this way since we went through 113 down here. Okay, so as soon as we saw this spike up here, that looked bullish to me, right? So you want to go with that power. I mean, we talked about we don't want to sell real money candles. We don't want to short them. You have to look at this candle as where the power is, right here. And then so we said, all right, so if we pull back within that candle, that's a gift, or that's an opportunity to buy more. Now the risk is that we didn't hold the low of this candle, but at the same time, that's why you learn to work your position, because that's exactly what happened. Is it held the 100% retrace of this candle, and then you went, here we are at new highs. So we even talked about that maybe this would be the lower high relative to this one, but our risk was basically below that candle, and that's exactly the right spot to have had it. So there's no stopping out. There's no panicking down here. This was realizing that typically most of the time you're going to get the pullback that's halfway. So in a strong uptrend, right, the pullbacks are shallow, not even a third or 50% retrace, but 50% is going to keep you on sides, if you want to call it that, to use a hockey term, offsides, onsides, or whatever sport you want to, if you guys are starting your buying here versus up here, you got to just notice that this is power here. You can pull back halfway, so you want to start working your position accordingly. And so here on the 15-minute, this is all more obvious. I mean, we just held the 30. That's where you tend to get higher lows. I don't know what more else to say on that particular pair. We played it beautifully. We start buying here, buy a little bit more here, get heavier into the lows. We held pie. All right. And then we did this really well too. As you come out, because this is a 1 minute move down, 1 minute cycle up, you start coming out of some. And we talked about this too, is that you got to realize that the markets tend to move where the most pain is. So the market's going to tend to move in the direction where it causes the most pain for traders and positioning. So at this point in time, there's a lot of traders that had 114 level, and they're not as specific about how they work their position size and things, but they see this bullishness. They see a pullback to 114. They put orders in there. And then, what happens? 114 breaks. They see all this red, all this bearishness, and then they stop out because they have a predetermined stop level. You know, they plunge in at one price. They say, oh, I can't risk more than 5 pips. I'm out right on the lows. Then the market, so everybody stops out down here. The market rips right back through 114. Okay, frustrates everybody. Then we even got this one tiny little pullback to 114 again, and then it made a new high. So we were buying into these lows and then taking profit into here. And then I don't know, some of you might have even got aggressive on this little 1 minute pullback, but I didn't buy anything there. But then we're taking profit here. And we even talked about in the model, this BCI here, marking halfway of the move. And I said that if you trade above this high, you can probably go to 114.10. And then sure enough, we failed right there. You had jolts. And then we just held pi again, which is just beautiful. I mean, how amazing is that strategy? So that's that. Let's see. Trying to find the window. Give me a second, guys. This is annoying. All right, so for those of you on the Zoom here, you're afraid to buy, Camille? Well, I don't want to walk through it right now, but that's probably, why don't we do this? Can you journal that trade for me and send it, and then we'll go over it tomorrow, because believe me, it's not just you. I've been there a million times where there's some things that you need to change because you were being fearful right where you wanted to be buying more. And that's typical in trading. There's a couple things we can do mentally, but think about it, guys, in your trading. Anytime you're on the wrong side, it's usually you're doing the exact opposite of what you want to be doing. And so being fearful usually is related to being too early with too much size. So look, here's our euro. This is what I was just explaining. First couple buys, buying more, getting more aggressive on the lows. That helps get your average low. And then coming out, taking profit. I had bids down here I didn't get filled on, taking more profit. I actually moved these two bids up, and I got filled in that flush, and then I just punched out of it real quick. All right, so that was the euro. Now let's review our euro yen trade. It's pretty much a similar trade. Sorry, guys. 1 second. Okay. So obviously euro yen, you have euros in there. So a lot of times it's a similar looking chart. But same thing. I mean, we had the trend here that was bullish. We didn't really have very good cycles on the euro on the 15-minute and 30-minute, but it was in trend, so you can still play with, you can still go with it. The euro yen cycle was a little bit better. The 30-minute was still rising, and I think we had a 15-minute cross that was good. Yeah, down here, 15-minute cross, and then we had nice follow through. But what I'll show you guys in a second, what I was explaining earlier on euro yen, is this is what, it's not good enough just to have an idea of the technicals. You need to know how to work a position. That helps you with your consistency and your timing. So the cycles help with your timing, and then working a position helps with your timing. Again, because if I start my trade here long and I'm my max position size, there's no way I'm gonna probably stay in this trade down on these lows. It's too much pain. I mean, that's 25, 30 pips. So you can see that I actually start my trade here, but then I was buying more into this dip. And then we took profit on the new high here in the 1 minute. And then we're trailing this out. You guys should still be on the 8 here trailing this. And we should be using a pivot stop now. And I said we could go to 131. Euro yen can really move, so we want to let the market take us out. Right? So that was euro yen. And see, look, this is what I wanted to point out. This is where I started my trade on the highs, but I got heavier. My size was probably 10% of my max up here. And then I put on like a 50%. I might have done two 50% chunks right there. It brings my average down close to market. Taking profit, taking profit, taking profit. And I still am trailing out this last piece long from down at 34. All right. And then, cable, we did a quick trade on cable. Well, actually, let's do pound yen first. So pound yen, we did, you had to be a little bit fancier with pound yen, but we did a good job. I mean, Andrew put in the room that yen was weakening, and I got out. I took a little bit more right there, which allowed me to get, it is a break even on the day. But the reason that we did well here also is because we were long, right, guys? Because the higher time frame trend was like this in the cycle. So we bought into this dip, but then this time went by here and the market couldn't rally. And we were watching cable and it was weak. And so you have this is a pretty strong move down. So even if we did rally off the lows here, we weren't going to be in this trade for very long. Probably would have ended up going short here too if we rallied. But we made money on the euro, we made money on euro yen. So when this trade wasn't going anywhere, I usually tend to just say, you know what, I'll take my gains on the other pairs and just, because you don't want to be long here and then this thing collapses on you and you get back all your hard work on your other pairs. So long here, out. That's good trading. And then we actually hedged Dragon by doing by playing cable short. So this is a similar trade to pound yen, obviously. Here's the wall down. And then we notice this swing line right here, and then boom, on this candle, we shorted a little bit here as a hedge, and then as soon as I got this, we short more on that swing line setup, stop above the high, take profit into the low, and I'm still short a piece right now that I'm actually going to cover some. All right. Are you guys still short sterling, some of you? I'm gonna get pretty 80% covered up on that. It's a nice morning today. Nice morning. All right, so that was everything we did, right, guys? Day trade. So I missed taking profit there because we were talking on euro yen. That would have been another good spot to punch them out. That's okay. I'm staying on this using a pivot stop, guys, which is one of your trailing methods, right? Use a pivot stop. So you can see on pound yen, whoops, maybe I didn't get flattened. Did I flip and get short? I think I did. Anyway, and then on cable, this was our short on cable. Short, covering the lowest, the one I just explained. Well, I did get short on yen. That works. So pretty good morning, guys. I mean, these are the gains that I had before we even made new highs. So but I'll put some more. I'll put the finals here in the real-time alerts. We probably did like $5 grand this morning just trading for a few hours. So here's all those same trades. For those of you in YouTube land, this is our real-time alerts product. This is every trade. This is $99 a month. It's probably the best real-time alert service for the price. So this is all based on our institutional model. Anything we're doing, swing trade, long-term trades, day trade stuff. There's oil covers this morning. We were talking about covering oil into the low, 43.91. Now it's back up at, where is it back up at now? 40. I covered 2 contracts, reshorted 1. Oil's up at 44.74 now. Well, anyway, guys, good session. You all did pretty well, it sounds like. And yeah. So Camille, yeah, just send that over to me. That'll be good to go over tomorrow. And then you guys should all be journaling your trades anyways. So, but you're always welcome to send me the trades. And I encourage you to do so. Then because I can see it better that way on the chart, and I'll know, okay, you made a mistake here. You can do this better, or I can see the stuff that you did well, and then you can just make a few adjustments and go from there. All right, guys, good stuff. All right, well, chance I might be on a little earlier tomorrow. I'll let you guys know. I'll be in the office later too, so I'll hit you on the chat and any other stuff. You guys good? All right, Dave, man, you're welcome. Camille, good job. Andrew, Andrea, Chris, if you're still there. I don't know what time it is in France. Rio. Hey, Ed. All right, buddy. All right, guys, enjoy the rest of your trading day. We'll talk to you.